Broadcast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, getting it to you on this Monday night, we looked at the storm tracker Doppler. Actually, a couple little showers in Macoupin, Montgomery County. These showers here just kind of moving off there to the north and east, heading into far southwestern portions of Sangamon County. So a few isolated showers or a storm will be possible tonight across the area. Otherwise, most of us probably stay dry. Temperatures in the mid-70s right now. We're going to be back up into those mid-80s for tomorrow's highs. But the bigger story will be the potential for additional thunderstorms. That's right. We're tracking maybe another round of storms that could fire off and bring severe weather. We'll talk about it coming up. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA3 News.
People are starting to do their part. They're coming forward and they're speaking about their experiences.
But many sexual misconduct cases weren't formally investigated at the U of I, what some are demanding after hundreds were accused.
I was sicker than what I thought.
Some recover from COVID-19 in weeks, but this man took a lot longer than that. All animals deserve a good home. Now one organization is making sure some overlooked ones are shown some love.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA3 News at 10.
I really felt that, the big question mark is exactly what's the scope of the problem.
A new study shows the U of I is investigating dozens of cases of sexual misconduct among its faculty. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. This study spans 3 years with implications that could be felt in years to come. WCIA3's Jen Lask breaks down the numbers and where the university goes from here.
How many people have been accused? How many have gotten separation agreements with non-disparagement clauses? So that they can go on to other universities and repeat the same conduct.
Those are the questions UIUC's Academic Senate set out to find last year, with John Bambenek introducing a resolution calling for those records. The university gave them numbers from 2017 to 2019 this summer.
There seem to be a lot more respondents, which is basically their word for faculty and staff accused, than I would have thought of, especially when you consider that many people just don't make any reports whatsoever.
In the 2017 school year, 72 respondents, which include student employees, accused faculty or staff of sexual misconduct. In 2018, 110. In 2019, 149. But of those accusations, the university only formally investigated 18 in 2017 and in 2018, followed by 31 in 2019. That's 67 cases out of 331. The vast majority of the cases each year were sexual harassment. Law professor Rob Carr led the study.
Because one of the key findings in my committee was that the legal definition of sexual harassment is so hard to meet that a lot of things that you and I would think of as sexual harassment or misconduct just aren't getting caught in that system.
Some of the issues getting lost in the current system are sexist jokes and put-downs, which don't count as severe and pervasive under Title IX regulations. Carr says the Senate's recommending broader definitions. As for the increase year to year in reports of misconduct, Carr and Bambenek believe the Me Too movement has helped people feel more comfortable coming forward.
People are starting to do their part. They're coming forward and they're speaking about their experiences and reporting. We have to do our part, in my view now, and make sure that we have a system that works for them.
Reporting, I'm Jen Lask, WCIA3, your local news leader.
The group is not only recommending broader definitions, but also more progressive sanctions. Other news tonight, one person is dead and 19 others hurt after a series of shootings in Peoria this weekend. The police chief there says 13 of the victims were shot at the riverfront Sunday morning for what police call a, quote, roving street party. Police say they are increasing resources to curb this in the future, and they also say this weekend could have been much worse.
We recovered 100 shell casings. So when you hear that number, and that's why I really stress that this cannot be tolerated, because you have 100 shell casings recovered with a group of 200 people down there. We're fortunate that 13 people got hit, and I feel bad for the individuals that got shot, but it could have been a lot worse.
Police do not have any suspects at this time. Governor Pritzker repeated his calls for Speaker Michael Madigan to answer to the public. He's accused of having a role in an 8-year-long corruption scheme involving ComEd. The power company confessed to bribery and agreed to pay a $200 million fine in order to avoid criminal prosecution. Pritzker would not call for the speaker to immediately step down from elected office or as head of the Illinois Democratic Party, but says he wants to wait and see what else comes out of the ongoing investigation. The speaker has not answered questions, but said in a statement the documents the feds are after will show, quote, he has done nothing criminal or improper. Today, Pritzker also talked about challenges for the upcoming school year. The Illinois Federation of Teachers announced today that it is pushing for online learning this fall, and state and local public health departments continue to grapple with safe ways to reopen.
The doctors and the scientists have determined in hundreds of studies now that wearing a face covering will reduce transmission of coronavirus by 80%.
The state has required masks or face coverings in public for more than 2 months. Illinois saw its fastest rate of decline in new infections in the weeks right after that requirement went into effect. The Unit 7 school district in Tolono released its reopening plan for the fall. It calls for in-school learning 5 days a week with shortened school days. Remote learning is an option for students who don't want to go in person. Everyone in school will be required to wear those masks or face coverings when around others. For more details on that reopening plan, you can go to WCIA.com. An Arcola man is home after months in the hospital because of COVID-19. Paul Frazee tested positive in late March, and he kept testing positive for 2 months. He was hospitalized all over the state, from Charleston to Champaign to Chicago. Once he started testing negative, he was moved to Generations in Lincoln to recover, and today he finally returned home. He says his experience was a big reminder of just how serious this virus is.
Sometimes you don't take stuff too seriously till it hits you. And, of course, I didn't know anything was going on until I'd been in the hospital at least 70 days or so. But it was a devastating sickness.
He says he had limited communication with family while in the hospital. He stayed in Chicago for more than a month and did not have access to a phone. He hopes that changes for patients in the future. A mobile testing site in Springfield has closed. The IDPH site at the Sangamon County Health Department shut down testing and moved last night. It had been there for 3 weeks. The county's public health director says she wasn't given a reason why the site was moving, but she's concerned about the impact this will have on the capital city.
It's a concern for the community. We talked this morning, we talk every day with the doctors and all our partners in the healthcare world here. And, you know, we do need to come up with another solution. Everybody's kind of going back and trying to figure out how best to do that. I believe we will have a solution. It won't be today or tomorrow.
This move leaves only 2 testing sites in Springfield. In Vermilion County, a mobile COVID testing is making its way through several towns this week. They have previously encouraged first responders and healthcare workers to get screened, but now they're hoping to get more people tested there.
We'd like to find out what we don't know as far as how deep this disease is in our county. So this is a chance for everyone, regardless of where you work, regardless of where you go to school, regardless of whether you're going to the hospital or not, to come in and get tested.
That mobile unit will visit Danville, Westville, and Hoopeston. For more details on when and where, you can go to WCIA.com. And here's a look at testing statewide. Nearly 1,200 new cases have been diagnosed, bringing the total to nearly 163,000. The positivity rate for tests over the last week in Illinois is at 3%. 6 more people have died, bringing the state's death toll beyond 7,300. It was part of one town's history. Now it's getting both a new name and a new look. Plus, they didn't only meet, they marched arm in arm. What civil rights activist and Congressman John Lewis meant to one county clerk. And later, the future of this fall's high school sports is in the hands of the governor's office. What he had to say on the possibility that they'll play.